I am a huge Sonic Adventure fan, not just in the game itself, but also with collecting anything that has to do with it. I've spent quite a lot of time and money researching, hunting, and buying just whatever Sonic Adventure collectibles and promotional stuff that I could find. That being said, if you come out with an official Sonic Adventure collab, I have no choice but to buy it. If it's within reasonable range. I'm shameless, but not that shameless. So when you have people like me, a company that thrives off of FOMO, and throw in a bit of nostalgia baiting into the mix, you get stuff like this. The Sonic Adventure Collection by Limited Run Games. Yeah, you know, those guys. I've heard and experienced many of the things that this company has been criticized of, and say what you will, but I do take Sonic Adventure very seriously. I plan on making a video just centered specifically around Sonic Adventure items someday. But anyways, despite the opinions that I and many other people have about limited run games, I'm going to take a look at everything in this collab objectively and give my honest opinion, taking into account the quality and price of each item. And since rankings are hot right now, might as well rank them while I'm at it. Well, enough said, let's get into it. Although I got most of the things in this collection, I didn't get everything. I'm going to go through the stuff I don't have first, since I can't really give a thorough opinion on them. First off, the Sonic Adventure t-shirts. For $30 plus shipping and tax each, these shirts really don't have anything to show off for. They picked the most basic ass designs possible. Literally just a PNG on a blank and tie-dye shirt. This actually bothers me because the only reason I would have wanted either shirt would be for collection purposes. I wouldn't have worn them at all regardless if the design was good or not, but for that price, I didn't even bother on getting either of them to just sit in my closet for my collection. For that price, I would have expected some exclusive design or something, anything really at all. This does not scream limited edition exclusive merchandise. This is a shirt you would find at Hot Topic. It's even worse for me now because if it was a decent design at least, then I would have gotten one, and if the quality is anything like the hoodie, I would be even less inclined to get one. D tier. The skateboards, however, do actually look kind of cool and interesting. Odd choice, but it's a limited run specialty, I guess. They really like coming out with their skateboards. At $75 per board, I honestly can't really tell if that's a good price for decks. I'm not a skater, so I would not know. But going off of the Sonic Finesse boards for comparison, they're cheaper and I assume better quality. I couldn't really find anything online about the limited run Sonic boards specifically, but I heard from a Reddit post that limited run boards are more collector's items rather than actual boards used for skating. And given limited run's signature quality, I imagine that's true for the Sonic boards too. And although I couldn't find any reviews on Finesse's boards, let alone the Sonic ones, I'm willing to bet that they're decent enough considering that they come from an actual skating company. At least decent by skating standards, much more than limited runs boards. Now, onto the design of the actual boards themselves. As much as I like the designs of the boards, I just could not justify the price. And I don't think I'd have the space for them either. Although, I almost regret not getting the Sonic board. Again, almost. Maybe one day I can make like, I don't know, a replica or something. But honestly, paying more for a cheaper version of an item is just not worth it to me, even if it's just a collector's item or something. It's clear that these were catered towards the die-hard Supersonic collectors. Super Sonic collectors, not Supersonic collectors. Because really, who other than them are going to want this? Actual skaters aren't going to spend that much money on a collector's board and then wait over a year for it to arrive and then not be able to skate it. And I have a very strong feeling that they made this to just milk as much money as they can out of those Sonic collectors because they made 7 of these. 7 boards at $75. Who else was this made for? Decent concepts, whatever execution, I'll put it in C tier. Now that I got those out of the way, it's time for everything else that I actually got. Before I look at the stuff, here's how everything was shipped together, well, minus the hoodie. Literally just thrown together in a large box with some packing paper to fill in the empty space. The smaller items weren't put in smaller boxes or bags or separate from anything else, it literally came as I'm showing it. Oh well, I guessed for a little bit of context, Limited Run gives you the option to either ship out each item as it's ready, or ship out everything at once everything is ready, usually for a cheaper price. It was cheaper for me at least when I ordered this collection. You know, certain online retailers will at the very least offer free or discounted shipping if you spend like $100 or more, even less sometimes, but no, spend as much as you want on Limited Run, you will never get free shipping. Oh, and let's not forget the countless delays that you'll be dealing with. That's just standard at this point, so just keep all of this in the back of your mind as I go through these. Well, first let's look at the hoodie. Well, the quality of the hoodie is decent enough, nothing special, and the design is just good enough for me to justify the purchase. $55 seems a little steep though, but it's not terrible. I'd say it's B tier. The snapback is actually not a bad quality or price for a licensed hat in my opinion. The brim has a nice little reflective Sonic design on the underside, which is actually kind of neat. And the logo on the hat does look a little different than what was advertised. On the photo, it looks like it was going to be more of a print, but it's actually more of a patch made out of like polyester or nylon or something with an embroidered edge. Although I won't be wearing it, I can see other people wearing it. I give it an A. The Big the Cat fishing hat was a bit of an odd choice, but interesting nonetheless. The design of the hat itself is not too bad. This was actually a fun little addition to the collection. For $29 as a limited run product, I don't expect it to be similar quality to a typical fishing hat. Although, I would actually wear it out fishing if I wasn't scared of getting it damaged. The idea alone of a Big the Cat fishing hat was so novel though, that I actually love it. For that, it gets an A tier. Moving on from the garments, let's move on to the other items. Taking a look at the Sonic Adventure poster, it's actually really nice. It's a good enough quality print on a decent material and the design is great. I'm not sure if this is taken from any pre-existing promotional ad, but the design works so well in replicating that style that it looks great. This is one that I'd actually recommend, and for $25 plus shipping, that's actually not a bad price. I'd give it an S tier. Taking a look at the jewel case, it's novel. The little insert is cute and all, but what you're really paying for is the cards. It comes with a Dreamcast booster pack and an exclusive Sonic Adventure menu card. I won't really go into the Dreamcast cards just yet, but I do have some strong opinions about them. Also, I managed to break my jewel case. I don't want to blame Limited Run just yet, because I opened it from the top left corner. I don't know why, it was just really hard to open. And all you really get is the cards. I don't know why they couldn't have just given us like a soundtrack or something with the jewel case, because like CDs are like dirt cheap to produce. But whatever. So unless you're into the Dreamcast cards, it's really not worth the buy. It's just the jewel case. I mean, at that point, might as well just make your own. Also, the way that they included the cards was just weird. It's held in place with this adhesive material that makes it hard to remove. So if you want to take it off, you risk bending the cards or the pack. The exclusive card, by the way. So I give it a C tier. The Sonic Adventure game case keychain. It looks cool, but unfortunately, I'm not going to open mines. But if it's anything like the one shown in the photo, it's actually kind of neat. These little mini CDs have gotten kind of popular in recent years, and for $10, I'd say it's decently priced. B tier. The Sonic pin is nicely packaged and it looks great. Kinda reminds me of the Japanese Sonic Adventure pin set. And for $15, it's decently priced. A tier. The Dreamcast commemorative coin is also kind of neat. I don't really know who it's for other than diehard Dreamcast and Sonic fans. It seems kind of specific, but for $10 it's a decent quality and cool for those who want it, I guess. B tier. And that just leaves the trading card essentials. So first, a bit of context. Limited Run announced their Dreamcast trading cards around a year ago. They finally came out with them not too long ago, and they're definitely cards. At $25 for hobby boxes containing 4 packs with 5 cards each, that's around $1 per card. Of course, I can't get enough of my Dreamcast fill, so I got some. But now that they have these things to nostalgia bait with, that means that each new Dreamcast collab they do will give them more stuff to peddle in card form. Taking a look at the card carrying box, it's honestly more for display than storing cards. The way that the cards sit inside the cardboard box that you assemble yourself, by the way, seems like it's going to bend them unless you have sleeves or strong protectors. It's like $10 for this tiny cardboard box too, and the design is just lazy, D tier. Speaking of sleeves, the sleeves are nothing to write home about. They feel really cheap and thin. They'll protect your cards only from like dust and that's it. You can get actual protective sleeves for around the same price and double the quantity. It's $6 for 50 sleeves. I will admit, the design does work for the sleeves. C tier. And finally, we look at the binder, and it's definitely a binder. For $20, I wouldn't say it's too bad. I don't really buy card stuff that much, aside from Pokemon cards I got back like 10 years ago, so I can't really give a card collector's opinion on it. It can hold 234 cards, I guess B tier. And for an overall ranking for the whole collection, I give it a C.
Barely made it.
After taking a look at how the other Dreamcast collections by Limited Run were done, I'm just now realizing how lazy this collection really was. It's clear that at this point, it's just low quality copy and paste cash grabs, and the Sonic one personally feels like the laziest one to me. It's clear that they just follow their own Limited Run formula ever since they started doing these. Pick a Dreamcast game, put its cover and logo all over a t-shirt, hoodie, snapback, keychain, coin, and card accessories. Do maybe one or two things different. Delay it for over a year and then ship it. Oh, and don't forget to charge that shipping. They're going to charge you for shipping and do a bad job at it. This is just really lazy. I know it's like their own formula for Dreamcast collabs, but looking back at it, was this really the best they could do? Use like 3 assets the entire time and promote their shitty cards? Like, the only actually interesting thing in the entire line was the one unique thing from it. The fishing hat. The designs have to be the worst part of this collab. They just used the exact same Sonic Adventure logo and pose and just put it on everything. They couldn't have put an ounce of effort in these designs. Look at Shenmue, Phantasy Star Online, Jet Set Radio. At least their designs have some sort of variety and uniqueness. They just put the same PNGs on everything and called it a day. It seems like they forgot that Sonic is allowed to do other poses, and that there were 6 playable characters in the game. They were only represented in the decks. And was it really necessary to make 7 different boards? Couldn't they have put everyone together all on one board in some kind of cool collage? Was 7 really necessary for each character? They didn't even feature Chaos anywhere. One of my favorite Sonic characters. The main villain from this game is nowhere to be seen. Oh my god, Sega, please stop doing business with Limited Run. This is one of the greediest and laziest companies to graze the gaming scene. Bottom line, I would not recommend half of this stuff to the average Sonic fan. I already know that they're gonna come out with a Sonic Adventure 2 collection sometime in the near future or whatever. It's like one of the last flagship Dreamcast games that they've made a collection of, and kind of fitting considering it was one of the last flagship Dreamcast games ever. I hope that when it at least does come out, that it's not as lazy as the Sonic Adventure one, because I might buy some things from that one if it does come out, depending on how great it is. Well, that's basically all my thoughts for this collection. Tune in next week when I eventually cover the Sonic X Shadow Collector's Edition from them. It's gonna be fun.